Hey, so welcome back to the channel. It's really foggy this morning, and yesterday morning I actually shot a little short video for my Instagram, and it's actually a very similar morning. And so I said to myself, you need to get up early and get out there and paint this. Um, so I'm going to show you what I'm looking at here. I've just got this one oak tree that's kind of right here in the foreground, and then the whole background just sort of disappears. But you can see how the values just change as it goes back, and you can just barely make out that far tree. But going to do a little vertical, which I don't do a lot of, but this seems like a perfect time to do that. So I'm gonna get cranking because this is a 30-minute sketch and I've got to get moving. So all right, cool. All right, so first thing I got to do is just kind of establish I guess I'll start with this background, which is a gray. It's a very light gray color. So I went after that kind of fast, but it actually has it's got some ultramarine blue in it, a little bit of a transparent orange oxide, and just a touch of Indian yellow. I may blue it just a touch with cerulean. So let's see what this value is. Really not what I'm after. It's too I think I need to go lighter, but I'm going to start with this anyway. Just to get something on here. I think this tree's going to be off to this side, and then it's got this other tree that kind of falls right behind there. I guess it wouldn't really matter which what value you started this scene with. What's really important here is that the relationship between the values works. So, and I can certainly get darker here as I go if I need to, or I can get lighter. Which the sun is actually over there, so it's going to lighten on me in quite a hurry anyway. So let's just lay some of this orange in here. It's just the corn that just kind of recedes there into the distance, and I'll work on kind of the spiky top of it here in a minute. You can see a little bit of color definition right here in this foreground, these greens. There's a little more green in that, and then we've got the same thing kind of over here, this grass is growing right along this edge. Over the road. And we've got this tree, it's kind of a tree right here. Just going to throw that in. Trying to pay really close attention to just the relationship between these values. So how light is this tree compared to the background? How dark is this one going to be back here? Which actually it is the darkest thing I can see. So let me say that again. This is the darkest thing I can see, but in relationship to the background, that's the darkest thing I can see. All right, I didn't want to confuse you because there's a good chance I'm confused myself. So all right, so this tree really kind of sits in here, hangs over here a little, comes up into here. Just mixing a bluish green color. So even though it's actually sort of silhouetted for me, I'm just gonna I want it to have a little bit of a little color here. So it just hangs out over the road here just a little bit. Barely see its trunk, but its trunk sits right down in here. I can barely see it at the moment. All right, I think that's a good start anyway. There's just a tree off to the side here that I can see that has similar value to that one. All right. Alright, I'm just picking up some, just getting some lighter, cutting through with some lighter colors here, which is really sort of what's creating the background. There's a tree that's just right in here that you can barely make out, and this is very blue, kind of a bluish green. And then because the sun is actually, if you could see it anyway, it's over in this area. This whole area is just a little bit lighter. Just kind of cut in here a little bit. Some sky holes right in here. A couple down in this area. And I want to be careful not to get any, just not to get any hard edges in here. So just kind of softening up some of these edges by just bringing in some of this light, breaking this side up a little bit. Starting, unfortunately, to be able to make out just a little bit here. And I say unfortunately because I was hoping that I could get through this before the everything changes, because it's certainly trying to. So even the tops of any of the foliage and stuff that's back in here and right in here, it just really lightens up because it's kind of got this fog rolling in here. So grab a little bit of this orange, just like right down here on the road. Let's keep it out of the green. That'd be great. All right. And there's just a few greens that I want to just capture right up in here. A little brighter green that you can just barely see right on top here, right real close to me. Gonna go both directions, get some darks in there and some lights. So as long as I only keep those close and not let them get into the background, I'm going to be in good shape here. Like especially right in here, some of these where this corn is, because it's got to fade out really fast. Just going to touch that with my finger. And I can sort of do the same over here. Just had to make sure he saw me. I'm right on the side of the road, and it's foggy out. Maybe not the smartest thing, but now I'm just going back in with some values lighter than this back in here, but similar in color, and that's just going to help kind of define where these sit in space a little bit. So. And this is changing on me so fast that I just really have got to move as quick as I can. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color in here. Just define a little bit of that. Alright, so now there's a few streaks of this orange. Just got to get some texture in this road really quick. especially in this foreground area. There's just a little bit of a just some swipes of different values, because there's some darks and there's some lights in here. But obviously I can only see these as they're closest to me. I can't really see them when it's far away there. So, all right, starting to tell the story here. And then let's take some gray. Drop a little bit of, you can just see a little gray along this edge here. Now, in order to really kind of, these need just a little bit of darker color right at the bottom of these. Didn't want orange. Just want to keep the orange out of the equation here if I can. There we go, more blue. I think I've got so much orange in this brush, I got to get it out of there. There we go. This is just a blue-gray. Alright, now just a little definition in this main tree, and I believe we're going to have it. Make some branches up here. This branch comes out over here. Branch over this way. A little darker down here at the bottom. The main trunk kind of comes right into here. can actually feel the dew on me. All right, so that's it for me today, and I wanted to say thank you to the person who gave me inspiration yesterday to actually get out and paint one of these early mornings again. And so I'll show you what I've got here. This is how we ended up. I actually like this a lot. I mean, it's just, you know, understanding the and trying to make yourself stick to the values that you see. Obviously it's already starting to change a lot. You can see in the background, but yeah, anyway, I'll show you too how close together all of these different values are, and very not a lot of high chroma in here, a lot of subdued color. But anyway, that's that, and it's time for me to run. So you know, thanks for checking out the video. If this is your first time here and you're not a subscriber, I invite you to hit the subscribe button and the little bell that'll notify you every time I'm out doing something and posting. And as always, you know, I'll catch you later.